Hi, everyone. So this is Real Housewives of New Jersey, season 13, episode 10. This is going to be a short video because they're on their way to Ireland. And so they're kind of preparing for the trip. Melissa allows Danielle to do a pop-up shop. Um, I am kind of eerie on this because why is Danielle's clothes all the way in the back of the store? And is there supposed to be some kind of signage here that lets people know that there's her pop-up shop? Usually there's a little bit more hoopla when it comes to pop-up shops. Also, another thing is that Danielle only has one itty bitty little rack. So I was like, okay, this seems a little how would she's Melissa spent all this time explaining how she was trying to support Danielle. And I'm just thinking like this is support. I think we should think about this a little bit more because I'm not impressed by this being support. Um, Let me make sure I have all the housewives because people get on my nerves. Okay. Anywho, but I'll give you kudos for trying because I don't want to give you a grade because I thought it could have been better. Jackie and Melissa have this conversation. Okay, yeah. Not Jackie. Why did I say Jackie? Did I say Jackie? No, it's Jennifer having this conversation with Melissa about how do you feel that I'm a bridesmaid? And I was like, we already kind of did this last episode where last episode, but the last time we met when you told her, you did it as a dig. Let's keep it 100. You did it as a dig. And so asking her how she feels, she's gonna feel some sort of way. And then Melissa in the confessional is like, I don't want to keep her feelings. She's doing her wedding. I'm not in the wedding. My kids aren't in the wedding. It's like, okay, pause. This is what I'm not going to like. And because Melissa does get invited to the wedding, it's on screen, right? And she does get invited before she invites Dolores and Jennifer to be bridesmaids. You chose not to do it. You can no longer run the narrative that you were not doing it, that you're not invited if you were literally actually invited. So this whole narrative, I'm not invited, is kind of it's mute now. So this hurt feelings thing. So you wanted to be invited from the get, but you guys don't even get along. Like I don't even, and then you guys don't get along long enough for this to actually work. Danielle actually calls. Oh, what is this other new girl? The other new girl's name. Why do I can't get the girl's name right? Well, let's see. Rachel. Danielle calls Rachel to Melissa a rat. Now, let me tell you this. I agree with Danielle. As you know, I said when she said what she said to Margaret, I was like, Danielle's not checking for her anymore. And she's like, I'm cool. We're cool, but we ain't cool no more. And I see you. That's essentially what she did before. Now she's calling her a rat. And with in this community, calling somebody a rat is just as bad in the Black community calling somebody a snitch. So, but the irony about this is that you're talking to Melissa. Melissa's going to tell everybody your business. So, is Melissa a rat? Moving on. Jennifer and Ben, her husband, they have this whole conversation, which is kind of depressing. I don't like the fact that she said that once you said I do, like your individual interests go out the door. I don't like that. I don't feel that that's what you do when you get married. However, it's because Jennifer has nothing to do with her life. but she doesn't have anything else besides the show. And she doesn't have like a side business, like nothing. She's taking care of children who are teenagers, right? And the youngest, I think, is a preteen. And yes, they absolutely have a lot of things to do. You're shuffling them around, you're doing something, but I feel that you should have probably something else going on because at the moment you're begging for your husband's attention, which he should give you some attention for sure. But I think the struggle of for those who do not work out of the home, they absolutely expect a lot more attention from those who do work out of the home. And people who do work out of the home needs downtime. They need to hang out. They do want should be involved in your kid's life for sure. I'm not disputing that. But I mean, I think Jennifer, there needs to be some balance. And I think that you need to come to the conclusion of like there should be some balance here. And definitely, he shouldn't be cheating on you. So I'm team that too. Um, okay, so there's like a friend of the show. I think her name is also, oh my gosh, I know I should know these people's names, but maybe it's because I really don't get, no, the show doesn't give enough. But there is a friend of the show, Jen. I think her name is Jen. Let's just call her Jen, just because I feel like it. Who is talking about her own, like, her name is Jen. Who's talking about she used to be this actress, or she tried to be an actress, so she became an agent because she wasn't that good. She ended up having sex with. Okay, so my bad. Forgive me. I forgot the man's name. I mean, she said the man's name, and I was just like, "Who that?" There's not that many. As you can see, I'm bad with names, so there's not that many people I'm gonna know by memory of names. So I looked them up, and I'm gonna help you out. She slept with the dude who played Tony Soprano. See, don't you remember that a little bit better than saying that I would have told you the name? Because now you probably be like, oh, that dude. Yeah, that dude. Anywho, um, at first I was like, but he does look better than before he played Tony Soprano. So there's that. Um, um, and then when she made a comment like he was inside me more than once, I was like, and she was like, oh, he's the man who got away. Was he the man who got away? Huh, that's a stretch. Anywho, I really like Danielle. I do like Danielle a lot. Like, I mean, she's just so, and she's all like, "Oh yeah, my bridal shower. We appear in some dingy um hotel and stuff." I just think she's so relatable and fun to see and experience. So I'm team hang out with Danielle. Um, what else? Jennifer's room. Oh yeah, they went through the whole picking of the rooms and they got to the hotel, I mean to this 400-year-old castle. And Jennifer does have a really cool room. Margaret's like, you bitch. And I was like, okay. But it was in fun in jest, which is cool. Um, oh, they are sitting around eating, and Jennifer and they're all talking about the coffee reader. Jennifer actually did call up the coffee reader and pretty much discredited my whole thing from last week when I was like, well, who cares about this? Or whenever they did the coffee reader thing. Come to find out, Jennifer absolutely did speak to the coffee reader. She was like, well, I may have said that. So pretty much all of the predictions that the woman said was a lie. I mean, coffee reader stuff. Anywho, moving on. So my bad, I defended her. No, Jen. Um, now, Laura, now I listened to Margaret's interview with Carlos King, and she was describing how this Laura person is, which was a friend, and she kept trying to pitch and help Laura become a housewife and it never worked out and all these other she gave this long story. Frankly, go listen to Carlos. Actually, I don't know if it's worth listening to the whole Carlos King interview. I mean, I was driving, so listening to it kills my 2 hour commute. But if I'm like sitting at the house and I wanted something to listen to, I'd hard pass on it because I'm not a big fan of Margaret anyway. Like, I really don't like her, but I do think that she does provide a lot more clarity to this Laura character that everyone keeps mentioning. And Danielle is the rest of the viewers. Who the heck is this Laura? And why do we keep mentioning what Laura said? And every time Laura's name comes up, everyone's like, oh, let's not say what Laura said. And it's like, who the heck is Laura? So Danielle asks Jennifer, what the heck is going on? And who is this Laura? And why are people getting quiet? Like, what is up? So she pries, and Jennifer eventually tells Danielle that Laura is telling everybody's business to Margaret and to Jennifer and to now Teresa, Jennifer and Teresa. And it appears that the thing that she told Jennifer and Teresa is that Melissa was making out with some dude, and um and Laura is happens to be privy to the making out session. So there's that. What a coincidence, right? And I don't know if Laura's seen it, if Laura was an eyewitness or if Laura's just starting the rumor. I don't know. But whatever the case is, that's what we know. And Teresa is was mad at Melissa, but Teresa's not confronting Melissa. And rightfully so. I'm gonna be honest, we've had these rumors before about Melissa cheating on Joe. These rumors have happened multiple times in the past and previous seasons. It was the stripper season one time, Melissa being a stripper, which I never understood why we cared about Melissa being a stripper because I was not a stripper ever in my life. But there's a lot of people who were strippers and in their early 20s before they got married. So why do we need to bring up what happened to them during their like college years? I mean, my husband always asks me like little questions about what I did in my college years, and I'm like, who cares? That was 20 years ago. So what if I went to fill in the blank? So what if I did whatever? Who cares? So I didn't understand that. I didn't understand why she was mad because what she should have done was played it off like, and do you want me to teach you how to go twirl on a pole? On a pole? Let's take a pole class. Like she should have done that, but of course she played it like, I'm never. Anyway, I don't care. And then we had the cheating rumors, and we've had so many of these cheating rumors to where I'm surprised it's popping up again. Do we believe that Melissa possibly cheated on Joe? I don't put anything past anybody, but as much as I'm not a fan of Melissa for sure, it's hard for me to believe it because Melissa doesn't seem to be so sexually charged to where it's like, I think you, for me, I feel like you hit an age where the things that are attractive is more like intimacy versus like sex. So I don't under it's hard for me, and she seems to be the same kind of way where I just don't figure that to be her story. But here we go. And then there was like, please, Jennifer, you're on national television telling Danielle this secret from Laura, who may or may not be credible. In my mind, I don't think she's credible. And you're telling her, don't tell anyone. But there's cameras. Okay. So then they end up at dinner or whatever. And I'm gonna tell you, Teresa's dress was so cute. So cute, right? Teresa's dress was adorable as all get out. Jennifer makes a comment about how inviting Melissa was an obligation, and people got upset. Margaret's like, roll that back, roll that back. And Melissa's like, well, we're family. Okay, pause. She don't like you. Like, are we still in the world of reality? She doesn't like you. Of course you're invited for obligation. Anywho, and then this whole I am so sick and tired of the sister-in-law and the mother-in-law and talking about needs to be invited. And Rachel chimes in, well, my mother-in-law is invited to everything. My sister's mother-in-law. Ma'am, ma'am, ma'am. That is ridiculous. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I am unconvinced that inviting the sister's mother-in-law, like, I mean, your sister-in-law's mother is 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 on the to-do must invite list. Like, that is crazy. Now, it would be a lot different, like if that sister's mother-in-law, no, that sister's mother, your sister-in-law's mother was always around. If they were always around, then I could kind of see this as a mandatory, like they're always around, they're always present, maybe. And they're not talking ish online about people, maybe. But as like a possible, like, oh yes, they're the must invite to-do list. Why? My friends are above my sister's parents, my sister-in-law's parents. Like, this is mind-boggling and it's so freaking annoying. And Dolores made a comment. She's like, look, did you call? Melissa, why would Joey have to call? It should just be there anyway. Well, did you call? And then did she say, no? This is the thing about weddings, and I'm gonna say this full force. Weddings and funerals and baby showers, those three things can be so divisive in families. I know that they're big occasion things. People always feel slighted. The weddings, people feel slighted because they weren't invited. The babies, they feel slighted because they weren't as involved as they feel that they should be. Um, baby showers. And then the funerals, people feel slighted because they weren't as acknowledged or they may not have gotten something. Babies, like all three of these things are the worst, absolute tearing up. But there's also, as the person who's planning it, you do not remember everything unless it's front and center in your brain. And I'm gonna let you know, Melissa is clearly not front and center in her brain because she don't like you. So your parents and your extended family definitely isn't on her brain. She is going to be her head is all over the place. And I know that as a person who's planned a wedding with a with a wedding planner, I can only imagine on the scale that she's doing. And the thing is, and that's what happens. It goes like when I'm talking to friends and I'm hanging, when we're going through life. Oh, you didn't get an invite? My bad. We need to get you an invite because you're going to forget people. And I think of like, even when I went back to, and I even had this issue with my cousin. I was like, and I had to apologize. My bad. You should have been a bridesmaid. But in my head, I was putting this wedding together in months, and I was only thinking about the people who were present nearby. I wasn't even thinking about everybody who I should have invited. I should have made peace with some people and invited them. I've already made peace with them now, but I mean, there are people I would have, if I would have had year or two to plan this, I absolutely would have done stuff differently. If I planned it now, I would have done stuff differently. And so to me, it's um it's pretty sad and it's pretty ridiculous that um that this entire season, 10 episodes, we are talking about the same freaking story. Who's the invite list to Teresa's wedding? And then for Melissa to get on Watch What Happens Live and to say that Jen is obsessed with Melissa when your entire storyline has been you have not been invited to the wedding and the wedding party, and your parent and your mom and sister are not invited to the wedding, get out my face. I am so annoyed. I'm going to close with this by saying next season, something got to change. Something got to give. Something got to give because this ain't it. This is not it.